Shawn Diddy Combs' accuser is now facing accusations. For those that don't know, a few weeks ago, maybe almost a month ago now, producer Lil Rod filed a $30 million lawsuit against Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Shawn Combs, whatever you call him. He got cases. And this person filed a lawsuit against Puffy for sexual harassment, for, about, you name it, they say he did it. He filed a very complicated, deep lawsuit that was naming names, that was telling tales out of school. It was way beyond what a legal thing should be. Nonetheless, it brought in a lot of trouble, brought in a lot of gossip, and it raised even more questions about Diddy and sexual violence, and Diddy and his sexual identity, and a whole bunch of stuff that I think oftentimes was beside the point, none of our business. And that stuff came at the expense of the stuff that we should care about, and that is our business. And so that became its own thing. But $30 million he's suing him for. And now, as they're approaching a trial or approaching some kind of hearing or some kind of next step in the legal process, turns out Diddy don't play fair. Diddy's not just sitting back asking how much the check's going to be. He's not sitting back trying to do let's make a deal so he can pay less into the settlement. No. Diddy is digging. Diddy is trying to find a way to ruin the reputation of Lil Rod. I'm not saying Lil Rod should have a good reputation or a bad one. I'm not saying that Diddy is right or wrong, but it is very clear. It is very clear that Diddy is being very strategic in his decision-making process here. So he had investigators, allegedly, according to page 6, he had investigators dig into the life and the career of Lil Rod. Again, we know Lil Rod as a producer. We know Lil Rod as Diddy's kind of in-house, like the new wave of the hitman, kind of the new Stevie J. You know, he worked on Diddy's Love album, made great music. They had a dispute over finances, and that turned into and a month later, that dispute was followed by this dispute. All very messy, all very complicated. But what's not complicated is Diddy coming after Lil Rod now. Apparently, Lil Rod, also known as Rodney Smith, has been charged with domestic assault twice, once in 2009, once in 2014. He was also charged in 2005 with misdemeanor sexual assault. Now, those charges did get dismissed, but it's important to know. And then he was also charged or convicted, not just charged, but convicted of reckless homicide in 2003. So there's a story to it. And he, apparently he was in a car and he kind of pulled off and ran away because he was scared of the police, and he hit a tree, and his cousin, who's also his best friend, died in that car. It's an awful situation. It's an awful story. I don't wish that on anybody. But they're trying to raise questions about Lil Rod's character. And this is something that often happens. Now, there's multiple ways to think about this, right? If you're coming after somebody, especially if you feel like you're being extorted for $30 million because of these frivolous lawsuits, then yeah, you might try to intimidate the person and make them go away by saying, hey, you got your own dirt. That's entirely possible. It's also possible that Lil Rod did every single thing that he was accused of doing, that he did every single thing that the world says he did, but still, even if Lil Rod did all those things, maybe he still doesn't deserve to be sexually assaulted, right? Maybe he still doesn't deserve to have his money exploited and taken from him. We got to think about this in a complex way. But what I see right now is, and this is what I'm afraid of anyway, a kind of backlash against the accuser. We see this with women all the time. Oh, wait, she was a dancer. Oh, wait, she slept with this guy. Oh, wait, look at what she's wearing. And we use characteristics of people or choices that people make as a means to almost justify their abuse and their mistreatment, the harm that's done to them.